The NBA is horrified about this as Luka Doncic returned from an injury scare and absolutely cooked the opposition. We'll discuss how Luka played, and we'll get into why the NBA should be terrified of this man as he's starting to look like the best realized version of himself, and I cannot wait until the NBA season starts. What's good? I'm Okechi Apakama, and this is Lakers Digest coming to another video. And before we get into everything we have for you for today's video, I just want to remind you guys to subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already to get all of those Laker updates here in the summer, because we are only a month away from training camp. And with the way Luka Doncic is looking, you guys are going to make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the action. All right, let's hop straight into that game recap about Luka, because he was fantastic and Luka showed no rust. So Luka Doncic, after having that injury scare against Latvia in that game, coming out in the third quarter, there was concerns about Luka Doncic possibly playing some more games here in Eurobasket, but that was quickly set to bed by Mark Stein, as he reported that Luka Doncic was scheduled to practice on Monday, and he was good to go for the game to go for Tuesday against Great Britain. And he was absolutely tremendous in that one. They talked a little bit about Luka and his performance at the Stojic Arena certainly alleviated the worries of Slovenian fans, as Doncic came out in the middle of the third quarter against Latvia in Riga on Saturday with a knee injury. However, Doncic's injury wasn't as severely as initially thought, and the showing against the Brits, who fell to 0-4 in their preparation for Eurobasket. And just to have an idea of how Luka played, just take a look at his stats in this one. Luka Doncic, 28 points, 17 shot 7 for 17 from the fields, 12 of 14 from the free throw line, so was getting to the line at will, 10 assists, 6 rebounds, 3 steals, a block shot, and was a plus 23 from the plus minus department. Luka helped his team Slovenia get a big win over Great Britain. He struggled from the three-point line, shooting only 2 from 11 from deep, but he led the other parts of his game and do the talking to lead his team to victory. He played great defense, rebounded, and most importantly, got his teammates involved after an injury scare over the weekend. It is clear that Luka Magic is okay going forward. And the bottom line here is that is the most important thing. Luka Doncic is fine out of all this injury scare, and he looks like one of the best players in the world, and that is the type of news the Laker fans are hoping for from a guy like Luka Doncic, because if he is going to continue to play in Eurobasket, then might as well be the best player in the world while you're doing it. And he's taking the steps obviously to get to that point in his career and get to this point where not only that he can be that person that you can rely on the offensive side of the ball, but defensively too, because we are seeing some improvement on that side of the ball as well. That is due in large part to the transformation that he did to his body, and really just makes a lot of things just easier for him, and he looks just a lot quicker out there on the court. Just take a look at just one of these clips from the highlights from the game earlier today, and it's just going just right by guys, as you can see, using his body, using his size, just getting to the rim at will. He was doing that a lot against Great Britain. They really didn't have anybody that can stop Luka Doncic or even slow him down, really. So Luka just looking like spry and himself on the offensive side of the ball, and defensively, like I said, that is where we're seeing the biggest improvement, or the biggest, I would say, effort uptick really in these early parts here of these friendlies here at Eurobasket, because that is what a lot of fans were hoping for and looking that Luka Doncic can improve on, with not only getting down his body into better shape, but also being able to play the other side of the ball and play competently to a level where teams won't be targeting him as much as they will. And it's not like that in Eurobasket, as obviously there's more schemes and more plays ran in those settings, but in some of the clips that we have had of Luka Doncic playing defense, that is where we've seen an improvement on that side of the ball. Just take a look at this clip here from Latvia, and this is where he was just moving side to side, or excuse me, Latvia, and he was moving side to side and was able to get a block shot and an easy pass out for a run out. So this is the type of plays that you want to see Luka Doncic make and continue to make, obviously. And he's not going to make that play every time, because he's not just going to suddenly become a defensive stopper. However, though, you want to see that in consistent effort and energy pushed up to the highest, to where he can play that on the Los Angeles Lakers, because that is not only going to help the defense of the Lakers, but just help that team defense entirely. Just from, if your weakest link can hold up and just be a solid defender. Some scenarios it just helps so much, just left and right from your defense, because you already have some weak points in Austin Reaves with the more of a strength component, and then maybe LeBron James at some points we're just lacking just because of his general age. But there are things that to look forward to with a guy like Luka Doncic, because if he is able to show that effort and energy, that is going to hold a standard not only to guys like LeBron and Austin, but just the rest of the team. Because if he is giving that energy and effort on that side of the ball, that's only going to inspire his teammates to do the same as well. So that is some of the things that you want to see here in the summer. And then this gets me to my next topic here, as what a successful summer looks like for Luka Doncic. And he's in the midst of that, as he has already transformed his body, and he's lost almost 31 pounds and just looks just different as a basketball player. He's moving a lot quicker, a lot more spry, a lot faster, which is what you want to see. And then he's now getting into that game shape, because once that season starts, you don't want to be sort of like getting ready or getting into basketball shape. You want to already be into basketball shape so you can hit the ground running once the season starts. And that is what Luka Doncic is doing right now, as he is playing in Eurobasket. And now a lot of people, like I said, have this strife with him playing in these moments here, but this is where you can get a lot of your conditioning, especially as basketball players know, the only way to really get in basketball shape is to play live games against another person, and might as well do it for stakes in Eurobasket, where there's going to be a lot of good competition, a lot of good teams out there, going from obviously Greece with Giannis and company. You got France over there, Germany, who's won a couple of titles as well. So there's going to be a lot of good teams out there. So it is important that Luka Doncic not only is staying healthy and being able to stay out there on the court, but being able to dominate in these moments, because these are the points in time where if he comes out and obviously takes, which he usually does, and he always does, because playing for his country is a huge sense of pride, and he's a guy that after having all of this sort of news and things coming at him, just going out there to play basketball and play at the highest level, play for his country, really, and really inspire them to try to get to a point where as far as they can possibly go. Slovenia obviously isn't one of the best teams out there, because you got Germany out there, you got France, but they're going to be a team that is going to compete as long as Luka Doncic is playing at this high level and a high caliber that he is. So this is what we would like to see as Laker fans, because those clips there, moving side to side, moving left and right, and showing that he can defend at a high level, is only going to bode well for this team. And if you look at the stats from what he had there on the season there for the Los Angeles Lakers, this is what he was averaging for a guy who was apparently out of shape and not really fully adjusted to the Lakers scheme and principles. So a guy who averaged 28 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists per game, that can only get better once he's in better shape. So that is something that we're looking forward to from the Los Angeles Lakers. And coming into training camp, that is going to happen about next month, he should be one of the guys that is leading in terms of energy and effort, just because of the play that he's played here with his national team here in Slovenia. Now, they're still playing friendlies right now, and they won't play the real games up until later this month. So we're definitely going to be tuned into that. And hopefully Luka Doncic can continue to show the world that he is the best player in the world. But that's probably going to be it for this video, guys. Make sure you guys comment down below of what you guys think of Luka Doncic. Obviously, we talked about him playing in the tournament or not, but it looks like he's going to continue to play in the tournament. So if he's going to play in this tournament, what are some of the things that you are looking for from Luka? Is it the improved defense, improved energy and effort, or is it the continuing of dominating as the best offensive player out there in the world and leading his Slovenian team to as far as they can possibly go? Hopefully a medal round if they can get all the way to that point. But that is going to be it for this video. And just one more thing for us, guys. There is still 79% of you who have recently watched our videos who are not yet subscribed to the channel just yet. And if you guys want more of that Laker news, Laker updates, trade rumors, game recaps, just every and all things LA Lakers, you guys are going to come right here to Lakers Digest so you don't miss any of that action. All right, guys, I have been your host, Okechi Apakama, and I will catch you guys on the next one.